Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing Orzhov Discard. Orzhov because Orzhov means white and black. And as you can see, we got tons of white, tons of black. And discard because we got a lot of cards that work well with discarding other people's cards and cards that force other people to discard cards. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host. All glory to the Hypnotoad, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on Untapped GG called BC74. It's called nothing. It's called New Deck 13 by BC74. That's the name of the guy that we didn't really post it. Just used it and did very well with it. It's on the what was it on? I went over to the standard meta page, found something on the latest Untapped Mythic players, and I pulled out his deck. So obviously I'm expecting this deck to do very well. It's been doing well in the Mythic level. Supposedly this guy has gotten working at about a 70% win rate. Yeah, that's a good number. All right, and I like it. I like the things we've seen. There's cards in here we haven't played with in a long time, such as Painful Quandary and Chimil, the Inner Sun. So yeah, if we get a chance to play with these cards again, that's really cool. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards that are in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out. We're going to crush some hopes and dreams. All right, so let's just point some stuff out. Like the deal is that this card is going to force people to discard, and we got Tinybones. Tinybones is really the guy that's going to work with all of that kind of stuff, right? This Tinybone says that whenever an opponent discards a card, you exile it from their graveyard and you put a stash counter on it. And during your turn, I may play cards I don't own with stash counters from the exile with mana of any type I spend can be spent to cast those cards. And I can force people to discard. So great, he can force people to discard, but even more so, I get to start, taking the exiled cards and playing them myself. Secondly, we got this Tinybones that says whenever he deals damage to a player, I can go through his graveyard and I can potentially pay to play that spell. Man of any type can use to play a spell, any non-land permanent that's in there, I can pay for it. So this guy likes things to be discarded. This guy likes things to be discarded. Unfortunately, they don't quite work well together because this will exile them, which means it's not in the graveyard. But whatever, we got things to do. But where are we going to exile from? Where are we going to discard from? Bandit's talent forces people to discard a card, as well as punishing them for not having enough cards in their hands, and then you get to draw more cards when they don't have enough cards in their hands. So yeah, great. This has been my MVP for a long time in a discard deck. Force them to discard, force them to discard, force them to discard. Force them to discard 2 cards, and that's it for our discarders. Whereas we got this gets rid of a target non-land permanent. This guy is flying in Death Touch. This one, whenever you do damage to a player, they lose half their life, and if it gets killed, then it just comes back tapped with 2 stun counters on it. You could kill a creature. You can wipe out all the creatures on the board. This guy brings guys from your graveyard back to the battlefield if they have a power of 2 or less. Guess what we got? Lots of guys with powers of 2 or less. So we bring our guys back. We could probably bring back the discard guys, forcing them to discard more, or we could put out the dudes with Death Touch and Flying, which will protect our butts. Let's see what else we got here. Painful Quandary. I love this card. Just as an act, it's too expensive. It needs to be cheaper, and opponents tend to have resources to get around it. But yeah, whenever they pass a spell, they have to lose 5 life or discard a card. Love that. And there's that discard card again. And Chimil, great card. But at your end step, you get to discover 5. And everything you got other than Chimil is 5 or less. So you just grab some, non-land card. And you can choose to play it or put it in your hand. Other than that, we just got a nice collection of dual lands and basic lands. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get our little dudes out. We're going to just soften them up by going after the hand like crazy. We'll try to get out our Tinybones because those guys are going to help us with chumping, or they're going to allow us to start playing things out of our opponent's hands or graveyards or whatever we got going on. We got the ability to control things with our exile and creature kill stuff. We're not really strong, but we're going to give ourselves time. We're going to wipe the board, and then we'll punish them heavily with things like Painful Quandary. All right, so there we go. Before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Volgaroth, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. I'm playing against Valkyrie 76. I got a couple of 2s here. Need to get my curve going. Need the mana. Keep. Hubert, you're going the wrong way. Enjoy your energon cubes. All right, let's go with this one. Drop it down. Hopefully, good Day of Judgment's going to go a long ways. All right, 2. Let's Tinybones it. All right, I don't know if I'll have enough mana to snoke this guy. He's going very aggro on me at the moment. All right, let's just kill somebody. Wonk. He's probably got enough to prowess these guys up, but we got to make him pay for it. I will get rid of Smile of Death just because I don't think I'm going to get 5 mana. All right, come on. We can do it. We can do it. There we go. All right, he's got 2 blue. You got a counterspell on you? He does not. All right, gives a little bit of a reprieve. What are we getting rid of here? There we go. What is in your hand? Let's just get rid of it. Discard it. All right, good. We're getting picked apart at this point. We need to get, what is it called? Painful Quandary out, and we're not getting it. We're not up to 6. Let's just go steal this dude. That guy's caused me too much pain. Yeah, we're just not getting our cards in the right order. Piss off Pac-Man. He's probably just going to have to chump. No, he doesn't have anything to do. All right, he's going to turn it. He'll do a pump. There's 5. Let's go after his hand. He's not going to like it. He's got to play it, though, right now. And he's got to discard that. All right, good job. No attacks. Oh, good. We got number 6. Now we can start chimmeling stuff out, which is fantastic. Do I have the time to recover from this? That's the problem. All right, little Tinybones, welcome to the fray. Yeah, you can try to bring things back again. He's trying. Got 2 mana left. Oh, that's disappointing. I thought I was going to grab Chimil at this point. Oh, he doesn't like him, huh? Alright, that was disappointing. Yeah, we're bad off. Alright, good. Data judgment. Suck it! Give me my guy back. And those are his action cards right now. He's just going to bounce it back. I'm glad I grabbed one of them. Ooh, he just wants to go for the kill. Come on, hold it together. Yeah, we are on razor's edge at the moment. Yeah, let's pop it. Do I have enough for it? Oh, cancel. Never mind. I have to sacrifice something? Nope, that's not going to happen. Murder! Good. All right, we're dripping this guy. He's not going to like it. I don't care. I'll block all day. Are we down to 2? Ooh, sweet. Unstoppable Slasher. That's a good choice. And let's go in. Chumps are good for chumping. All right, I got the ability. I'll have to... Who am I going to sacrifice here? You're going up to Slasher, aren't you? Yeah, there we go. We can pop her back in and out, but hopefully that leaves her untargeted. All right, come at me, brah. You liking it? You can do it. Come on. I got a Virus Beetle with your name on it. All right, gone. Let's see what we can get. What are you doing for me, Chimil? Ooh, Tinybones. Tinybones, Tinybones, them Tinybones. And we win! 21-2. Yeah, that game was getting dull, but we were victorious. Victory. All right, playing again. Spiritforged. Spiritforged. Ooh, that is nasty. All right, we are going to Mulligan. Walk. All right, I'll keep that one. And we'll get rid of... Let's get rid of this guy. He's a little bit too expensive for what I got in my hand. All right, I'm going to get some guys out just so we could do some chumping. As one does. Unstoppable Slasher will be a good turn 3 guy. Oh, I played the wrong card. Sweet Googly. I'm always so busy about trying to put out tap stuff early that I completely forgot that I made a decision to play the Swamp. Now we're taking it hard right now because I made a problem there. All right. Let's Unstoppable Slasher. She's a good defender. Because I think the demon he's got up there, you put a token on the Stasher. If she dies, then she dies. She's got a token on her, and that's all that matters. That's what you're going to do. All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, number 3. Let's Banishing Light. Suck it. All right, we got lots of discard coming up. Nothing in the graveyard. Smile of Death's not going to do us anything good. All right, I gotta maybe convince him I can destroy things right now. Is that gonna really matter to me? Let's just put out some chumps. We'll soften up his hand. That's good. Day of Judgment's great because with these two we can chump the guys. He's got a trampler right there. He's not the greatest. Whatever he's got is better than Alicia. That's good. Why don't you just pop there? Tell you what, we'll keep the eyes out for a second. I mean, as in, I won't block the Trampler. What's the point of putting a 1-1 in front of a Trampler? You're not going to do anything with that. Come on, make your decision, man. Lock it in. I'm down to 6. You want to put out another creature? That'd be great. There you go. All right, the board's going to get wiped. That's the insane ramblings of a madman who's about to wipe the board. And they're dead. Welcome back, Chewy Kablooey. Yeah, lands, am I right? All right, let's go after his hand. He's got nothing in his hand. We can punish him for having nothing in his hand. All right, chew it. This deck, it's kind of slow. It's got the control thing going on. And it seems like Bandit's talent's where the biggest amount of damage comes from. Yeah, there you go. Give it up. Give it up, yo. Victory. All right, playing against WaveLoop. WaveLoop. Two. Let's put this over to the side. You can see our curve in action. Tinybones. Yeah, we don't have, for being a big discard deck, we don't have any of the discard stuff going on. I mean, if we get up to 4, Tinybones can start making it happen himself, but at this point, Day of Judgment's going to be our friend. I'm going to force a discard. I'll give us opportunity. There's a land. Nope, no, cool. Have a good time. I can play that land next turn. All right, let's see. 4, 5, 6. We got to build up. We get Pac-Man out. Ooh, that would be great. I would absolutely love to get out Painful Quandary. Alright, so we need 5th mana from somewhere. This guy's trying to get all juicy. Ooh, oh boy. That's fine. I mean, it's got a Day of Judgment. It's all anything we got to do. Not particularly too worried about it. We got plenty of chumpers out there at the moment. He's scared to come in because of piss off Pac-Man. Alright, there's number 5. Painful Quandary. What would be bad is if he totally gets out something that tramples. That would be bad. No attacks. We're just chilling out. He's scared because of Death Touch, boy. He's got colors. He can do stuff. You were going to discard? That's what I would do if I were you. You got plenty of cards in your hand. At least that's what you're thinking. What is it? I get to play forever now? Yeah, I'll be wiping that board. Ooh, that is a lot of card drawn. All right, let's go, Sloppy Joe. I know you feel really good about what you got going on, and I feel bad, but I will be taking you down. All right, come on, Pastor Icy. You got to discard your cards. That's what you got to do. Discard it up. I get to take them all. Ooh, that is a problem. Because, yeah, Tinybones is what lets me play his cards. Let's put out the land. And let's send in... No, cancel. Next. Attack. There we go. All right, now Day of Judgment. There we go. I can start bringing guys back with Smile of Death, but he's got a handful of cards. That is not great. The Painful Quandary is expensive, so hopefully Painful Quandary keep him pinned down. That's what I love about a good Painful Quandary. All right, lose life, discard a card. He's got lots of cards. I just start discarding. You want to do it again? Painful Quandary make you make those decisions. Ah, that sucks. Well, yeah, I wouldn't have had enough anyway. Alright, so I gotta keep taking damage. We're putting the chump out. I got enough for a Chimil. That would be fantastic too. Just a little too slow because, I mean, they're all expensive is the problem. All right, we're down low. I know, so you just want to keep playing your cards, you got them, but, you know, Painful Quandary, you got to be worried about this stuff. All right. What I really need here is another board wipe. What are we going to do? Let's Tinybones it and put out Death Touch. Let's do that. That is not board wipe. All right, I'll Chimil it. Maybe we can survive long enough. All right, another guy with Death Touch. That's fantastic for a little defensive action there. Keep Tinybones out of the fray so that we can actually, like, you know, use some of the cards that we're ripping off from our opponent. How many guys are bringing back here? Just Virus Beetle. Unless, of course, we lose the Pac-Man, then those guys come back too. Don't play with fear. It's just trial by fire, man. Pedal to the metal. All right, 2-4. We'll block right there. And let's see what we got going on. I'm going to take, what, 5 damage. Ooh, really? You're going to do that? Okay, well, I'll take 7. And then they'll come back and help me out. Ooh, we did that. He likes the cards in his hands too much. I'm not saying we're going to do great things here. But we do have a lot of chumps we can bring back in. I can play everything in my hand. Chimil will give us some stuff. All right, we're down to 4. Really? Okay. 1, 2. All right, let's throw that out. Looking for a board wipe. That's what I'm looking for. Let's get rid of what's in his hand. All right, what do we got? 4 or greater. Okay, let's do that. He's got nothing else in his hand we have to worry about. So, what do I got? 2 mana. Let's put out another dude. And, yeah, I don't want to waste you, so you can just go after him. Yeah, that's good. Get rid of Trample McGee there. All right, the deck's really coming to its own right now. We're at 4 life, but he is without resources. He comes at me with this guy. His guy's dead. We got 6 coming through. He can only block 1. We got enough to kill him off. He's down to 3. All right, you got 3 guys. That's good, except for they don't fly. And I got 2 flying guys with your name on them. I guess, yeah, you could do something, pump your dude, get yourself into draw a card or whatever. You got nothing to discard. And we win! And we win! Victory! Alright, playing against bencilmeier. Alright, I'll keep this. Turn off propellers, because I'm not a big fan of that. Drop that, because I got nothing to do for turn 1. There's turn 2, though. 3 over there. This deck's got a lot of 3. Alright, yeah, this one's pretty good when we got Tinybones out. This Tinybone, he's a weird Tinybones, but this deck works well with him. I like, just get rid of them. I don't care, man. 2's fine. Boink, boink. Ooh, he likes his cards too much. That's not a good sign. Let me get rid of there. Alright, so we're playing against that standard stuff. No attacks. And we win. Victory! Alright, playing against the Mighty Duck. Okay. Alright, playing with 2 mana. Let's turn off the dogs. They tend to get whiny. Alright, what's our fave fours? These 2. Is that what you think you're going to do, huh? Alright, I'll tell you what. We'll Virus Beetle. Yeah, I'm going to soften them up with the discard at first. What are you playing there? A little interesting. Alright, let's Tinybones it. And we can still Burglar Rat it. I like that quite a bit. I haven't seen that. That must be from Omen Paths. Must be. He's got it. Well, that's what he can do. I mean, I've been chumping on his hand, and he's now doing something about it. He's got a lot of stuff in here I could pull. Is that a thing? Yeah, alright. I think I can get a 5th mana. Alright, let's pull something from a graveyard. Why did that not do anything? Did you know creatures in there? Nah, no creatures. Alright, we're gonna Unstoppable Slasher then. You just gonna kill me with what's in your hand? Alright, it's called damage. And he has no creatures. Is he doing creatureless right now? Yeah, you should go after Unstoppable Slashers. You should be doing. You gotta tone her down. There you go. You get a pee pants. I'm pushing the attack button like a billion times. Pee pants, pee pants. Boom, boom, goes the room. Boom, boom. All right, so here we are with Orzhov discard. Yeah, it was a good deck. It was good. You know, the funny part was when I picked this deck out, it was because it had Chimil in it. It had Painful Quandary. And I'm just like, yeah. And it had some other cards I really hadn't seen before, like this Pac-Man guy. I don't think I've seen him before. He's a good card. I like the fact the way it was going. I like the cards that are in here. And yeah, the fact that we're playing with Painful Quandary and Chimil, that said a lot. All right, so let's get down to it. Let's get down to it. Who was our MVP? Who's our most valuable player? I'm going to give it to Tinybones. Yeah, the ability, because this deck is forcing people to discard, and you get to exile it, and you put it in your stash, at which point then you can play it. And that was the level of value that this deck was really smoking with there. And one of the great things is this deck was mana hungry, and a deck that doesn't have any mana ramp at all. And what's nice is that a lot of times people were discarding their lands, because what do they care about lands? But then you're able to take their lands and use them for yourself. And I like that a lot. So I'm going to give it to Tinybones. I mean, I gotta say Chimil was really, really excellent, but man, you had to get 6 mana to play Chimil. And but Tinybones provided me with a more regular kind of thing going on there. So I'm gonna give it to Tinybones. Tinybones, you are today's MVP. You're gonna scare a lot of kids there, but you are going to Disneyland. Congratulations. All right, was this deck competitive? I ended up getting a 67% win rate. Let's see, off of Untapped GG, this thing had a 70% win rate. So yeah, 67, 70%, right in that range. Yeah, this deck does very well, very well. So yes, it is a competitive deck. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe when you play it, but yeah, it is a competitive deck. Was this deck fun? No. As an aggro player, this deck was painful to play because everything you're doing at first, yeah, you're doing a bunch of discard against people. You're hoping for the Day of Judgment because you need to wipe the board. But by the time you get like Painful Quandary out and Chimil and Smile at Death, yeah, then it's great. It's super fun at that point. But it is late game before the deck really picks up. Before that, you're just lumping it. You're just taking the hits. You're putting out chumps. You're just playing as slow as possible. I find that really hard. So I'm going to say no, this was not a fun deck. But, I mean, for people like playing Control, this deck is great. So for Control players, yes. Was this deck interesting? Yeah, absolutely it was interesting. Why? Because we had so many weird cards in here. I haven't played discard in a while, and some of it looked very discardy. You got Tinybones and Virus Beetle and Hecteyes and Burglar Rat. Sure, that's all great. But I've never seen Cerebral Confiscation before, which is weird because it's been around for a while. I think it's great. And this Tinybones, I always thought he was worthless. I just never saw him in any deck that actually did any good. And he took the MVP today. So congratulations, deck. You really proved me wrong. You really taught me something. This was an interesting deck, big time. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Yeah. Was this deck fun? Not in the way I like. Was this deck interesting? Totes. I'm going to give it a straight A. I think this is a straight A deck and deserves to be played by everybody near and far. All right, so there you go. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.